I don't know about you, but I am violently over-caffeinated, and I don't know how.
I'm going to assume that you have consumed much caffeine.
The thing is, no.
Huh.
I had 1 cup of tea this morning, like I normally do, and then I, like, had my afternoon tea, also like I normally do. And I'm, like, borderline dissociated from just, like, that.
Nations.
Yeah, no. I pretend I do not see it. So, yeah.
I was just checking the questions for today.
I love it.
Oh, so this thread looks like it's some reading.
Oh, yeah, we will go through that piece by piece, don't you worry.
Okay.
Because, man, oh, man.
I will just skip over that for the moment. I'm gonna look at the superpower one just to get the point. I thought there was gonna be like 2 choices.
No, there's quite a few. Is my camera doing the thing again?
What?
Is my camera doing the thing again?
Which thing?
Where it, like, gets kind of pixelated for no damn reason. Hold on. Yes, it was.
Yep, you look somewhat. Yep, pixelated right now to me actually, but
I wish I understood.
How it looks to you?
Much to talk about today. I think we have more just things to talk about than actual questions.
Looks like we have a pretty full agenda.
I do my best. The first thing I have is kind of just a reporting back after Barbenheimer.
Yeah, which I know already complained to you, but you were like, oh, I'll send updates, and then I heard nothing from you.
To be fair, it was a very busy day. What is happening? Sorry, I'm like looking at my own video window and like I'll start out fine and then it's like gets pixelated and then I was like lagging a little bit, which maybe I'll wind up just having to ignore it. I don't know. Yeah, it was a busy day in my own personal defense. We had a lot happening.
Imagine?
But it was delightful. We went to breakfast, and then we went immediately to go see Oppenheimer, which, holy shit, absolutely excellent. God tier filmmaking. Loud as all fuck in IMAX. I have, like, the concert earplugs. I wound up wearing those. Because something about an IMAX theater, they are determined to make you go deaf.
I need to see it, so I'll wonder if mine's gonna be as loud. It's a different theater.
So are you doing your own personal Barbenheimer?
I think so.
Hell yes.
I'm gonna see how busy how booked up the theaters look for tomorrow, maybe, or wait until next week.
Ooh, fun. But yeah, absolutely excellent filmmaking. God bless Christopher Nolan for giving me like 3 hours of close-ups of Cillian Murphy's face in IMAX. Thank you. I know that's not what you're supposed to take from that movie, but that is unfortunately one of the things that I did take from that movie because that is a fine-ass man. But overall, excellent filmmaking, very loud, 5 stars. And also, Barbie, flawless masterpiece for the girls and the gays.
We were talking about the Barbie movie a little bit when I was visiting family the last few days.
Ooh, fun.
I left off the girls and the gays part. I just said that I was like, well, I know somebody called it a flawless masterpiece. And they were all very surprised. So.
Hell yes. I did not get the Barbie cup. They were sold out.
Aw, that's a bummer.
I was a little disappointed, but whatever.
Did you at least see what it looked like?
I did. It was delightful.
Oh. Was it the pink sparkly one that just said Barbie on it? Okay. That's what I saw online.
Yeah, God hates me, but it's okay.
Maybe they restocked.
Here's the thing, I had to go to my local mall today because my friend used their former Hot Topic employee discount and ordered something that I was picking up, and I went and I looked because that's the mall with the nice IMAX theater, and nope.
Maybe mine has it. You never know.
I mean, fingers crossed for you. But yeah, highly recommend. If you personally have not done Barbenheimer yet, what are you doing? What are you doing? Go do it now. And that's going to be my final recommendation, because if I keep talking about it, I'm going to get into spoiler territory, and I don't want to do that to people.
No. Nope. Don't need that.
So, with that being said, another exciting thing. Good. We're recording this on a Thursday and then immediately going into the stream because we had to shuffle things around for schedule reasons. But on the day that we are recording this, it is July 27th, which means that tonight, as soon as it ticks over to midnight, July 28th, Good Omens Season 2 drops. I don't know when the earliest I'm going to be able to watch it is, but God knows I will be binge watching it. And I'm really excited.
Really long wait.
It's been a very long... I mean, Good Omens in particular really kind of got screwed by COVID, because as soon as they started, like, talking, like, oh yeah, there might be a second season here, it was like, okay, everything's shut down now.
Yeah.
So, like, no shade to them for this having taken as long as it did. And I'm particularly excited about who the writer is for this new season, because it's John Finnemore, and he is the comedic mind behind one of my favorite, like, comedy audio dramas, and the thing that got me into audio dramas, like, as a concept, which is a wonderful little series called Cabin Pressure, and I cannot recommend it enough. Also, another kind of unpopular opinion regarding Cabin Pressure, like, Benedict Cumberbatch voiced one of the main characters, like, very early on in his career, and I think it is genuinely one of the best things he has ever done. Like, this is, like, pre-Sherlock, pre-so many things, and he is so funny. And it is tragic that so few people have ever heard of this. So there's another recommendation for people.
I'm gonna have to rewatch season 1.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So, are you gonna binge them, like, all at once, season 1 and season 2?
That could be a really good day. I might, depending on what I wind up doing this weekend. Well, my weekends are weird, so depending on what I wind up doing with my quote-unquote weekend,
which is still a week away.
So we'll see. One thing I'm, like, a little sad about regarding season 2 is that the actor who plays Beelzebub is not returning.
Oh.
And it wasn't like, oh, she doesn't like this or whatever. I think what's her face? Anna Maxwell Martin, I believe is her name. And it wasn't like she, like, doesn't like the project. Like, it was a scheduling thing. I just really liked her as Beelzebub, and
Did they recast? Did they recast?
Yes.
Okay.
And, like, I have high hopes. Like, I mean, the first season is probably one of the most perfectly executed, like, book to TV, like, pieces of media that I have ever seen. So, like, I don't think they're gonna screw it up. I just really liked the person that they had in the first place, so I'm, like, a little hesitant to let go.
Yeah, hard.
Sometimes it be like that.
I can talk about the reason why we had to reschedule this recording.
Oh yeah, you were in Ohio. How was that?
No, I was in Pennsylvania. I was visiting my aunt and uncle. My parents came as well.
That's why I thought it was Ohio, because you had mentioned your parents.
Yep. And they live, like, in the middle of nowhere, like, right by the Pocono Mountains.
Nice.
It's one of those things where it's not like the middle of nowhere, like, you know, you drive past on your way to places. Like, you're not going to be driving past this place. You're going down, like, multiple back roads, and
that's fun.
Got to see lots of deer and birds. And
I will say that there is kind of a charm to your average middle of nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's nice, but, you know, they talk about going into town and stuff like that.
Which, like, I personally would not enjoy, but, like, a weekend in the middle of nowhere? Alright.
Yeah, so that was nice, but the drive there, because it's almost like directly due south of where I am, and it's also
Due south.
I know. You know what
Bye!
I'm
We need to binge that. Like,
saying.
actually, like, sit down and pay attention. Anyway.
Yes, yes, the show due south. But it's also like largely the same way I go to DC. So
Mm-hmm.
when I had gone to DC back in April, I had passed this place both there and back called Clyde Peeling's Reptiland. And I had seen it and I was like, I don't know what this place is, but I want to go. But I didn't have time on that trip.
Mm-hmm.
And for this one, I passed it on the way down, but I didn't have time to stop then. So I was like, all right, I'm going to leave earlier on my way back and make a stop. And I just know it's going to be me and a bunch of children.
Love it.
But their parents were there.
I mean, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Fuck them kids.
Yeah. But so it was an interesting place because they had, like kind of your standard zoo habitats with various frogs and snakes and that sort of thing. They had crocodiles and alligators, and I got to watch a show that they did and pet a baby alligator named Natasha. She was adorable.
That's
She's
so
like this
cute.
long. Yeah, he was just holding her body up his arm and just holding her. He's like, yeah, I'll just hold her little mouth. So cute.
Oh.
And I did take a few pictures of chonky frogs specifically with you in mind.
I saw one of those.
Yeah,
It was delightful.
Yeah, the other
Thank
one
you.
is a bullfrog, so it's a big guy. But I also want to mention before I bring up the birds, they have an area with life-size animatronic dinosaurs.
Okay.
Yeah. I took video of some of them moving. When the first one moved, it scared the crap out of me because they have motion sensors.
Nice.
But they are life-size. They have a life-size T-Rex and everything that, like, goes, and yeah.
Oh my god, wait, I want to go now.
Yeah, it's a pretty wild place. And, they had giant, super old tortoises and stuff like that. It was just, it was very lovely. And, I had been, when I mentioned to my uncle that I wanted to stop there, he was like, I went there before and it was nothing special. In the 1970s.
Well, yeah.
Years ago.
Okay.
But, and they were like, I don't know, $20 for admission seems like a lot for a place like that. I'm like, totally worth it, 10 out of 10.
Oh my god, absolutely. Just from your description, that sounds worth it.
But I haven't mentioned my favorite part yet, which is the birds.
Burb.
I sent you a couple of pictures. So they had this aviary that's just full of parakeets.
Love it.
There's a couple of other kinds of birds mixed in, but it's almost entirely parakeets. Or budgies, the Australian term. But
wait, that's the Australian term? I never knew that.
Yep.
Huh. All right,
Yep.
well, learning something new on the podcast today. Anyway, continue.
So you go in there and you can just kind of hang out as long as you want. And you can get these little sticks with bird seed on them if you want to feed them or whatever. I didn't bother with that because that was what all the little kids were doing.
Aww.
But these birds are so used to people. They're not going to let you pet them or anything, but like they will get right up in your face.
Amazing.
And I was wearing these Croc sneakers, which just look like regular sneakers, with like laces and everything, but they're full of these tiny little holes so that they're breathable, and they're made out of the Croc material. And I think they thought there was maybe birdseed in those holes or something.
Oh my god, incredible.
Because I got swarmed by parakeets poking their little beaks in the little holes of my shoes and biting my shoelaces. They were kept biting and pulling at my shoelaces.
No buddies. Oh my
And
god.
then, like, every once in a while, one would hit my skin and it would just like kind of tickle. And I'm like, don't do that. I don't want to kick one of you by accident. There was
Aww.
maybe one time it actually hurt because they're just so little and cute. But I actually posted a TikTok video.
I didn't even see.
Yeah.
Damn, I'll link that.
Yeah,
I will write that down right now so I don't forget.
Yeah, I sent it to you on TikTok.
Oh, I haven't
Um,
checked TikTok in a hot minute.
yeah, I haven't looked in
Burb
a while. But I was getting quite a
TikTok.
few likes on it.
Hell yeah.
Uh, but it was
Oh
man,
my god. Wait, actually, speaking of things that have gotten a few likes, did I show you that I got, like, I think probably over, like, 1,000 likes on a response to a tweet about, like, Barbies that people had as children or whatever? Like, because people were talking about the Barbie movie. And I was talking about how when I was a little kid, I didn't want to give up. Like, when I was like a toddler, this was probably like 1999 or 2000. When I was a toddler, I didn't want to, like, give up my pacifier. So my mom was like, okay, if you do, a fairy's gonna come overnight and bring you a present. And it was a Mary Poppins Barbie doll. And I loved that fucking thing so much. And I was so devastated when my younger sister ripped her head off several years later. And that was the thing that I said in the response to this person's tweet. And it really kind of took off, which was fun. I'm glad that resonated with people.
common experiences.
I would assume so. And I mean, like, in my sister's defense, she was like 3,
Yeah,
but also, like, that was mine. The fairy brought that to me. I
the
did not want to share.
fairy.
Yeah, I guess. Sure.
Yeah, one of the fun things, again, I haven't looked at it in a while, but I had gotten a comment on the TikTok not long after I posted it from somebody who said that they had raised parakeets to send there specifically, and they were like, say hi
Aww,
to, I forget what their names were, Bungie and something.
that's so cute.
It's like, wait, so how does this work? Just random people raise parakeets and then give them to the Reptiland? Which I now just
Maybe.
call it brides.
Love it. I want to go to there. That sounds very fun.
It is like a 2.5 hour drive, but I don't know.
You know
I
what?
think
We'll figure it out at some point.
I would prefer to go during cooler weather. It was way too hot yesterday.
Because
I
God
was,
knows you and I will probably, like, find our asses in, like, Pennsylvania or further for a convention at some point, so we'll, like, make it a stop.
but there's also a Sheets really close to it, so that like adds to the trip.
Okay, synchronicity, tell me why so many people in one of my group chats today who, like, live further down on the East Coast were talking about Sheets.
Amazing place.
Whack.
I used to work at a Sheets, and I still love them.
So you've said. Anyway, to get into our kind of first discussion point of the day, I continue to hate Elon Musk because now you can't see Twitter previews when you send links places.
What's Twitter?
No, we're not doing this. I'm not calling it x.com. And also,
No one's gonna call it
no
that.
one's ever going to call it that. And also,
It sounds so stupid.
x.com has already been banned under Indonesia's pornography laws. Take that, you fucking idiot.
I just no one's gonna do it.
I wish I knew, because here's the thing. Like, I am no marketing genius. I never took any form of business communication class whatsoever. But, like, other companies, other platforms wish they had invented a verb like retweet to give them brand recognition absolutely any and everywhere. And what does this idiot do? He's like, I'm gonna phase out the bird shit.
The
You
entire brand,
idiot.
everything that makes it good.
Everything that makes it good, gone. And, like,
Yeah,
people already have, like, business cards printed out that have the little, like, here's my Instagram with the logo, here's my Facebook with the logo, here's Twitter, here's my Twitter handle with the little bird.
I think importantly, we all have to like remain together and stay firm on this.
Oh,
Nobody,
100%. No one is gonna call it that. Unless they're,
right?
like, annoying Elon Musk fanboys, but they don't count. No
Yeah,
real people are actually
yeah.
going to call it that.
We have to agree on this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's make a pact as the human race right now.
100%. I am fully here for it.
It forever remains the bird app.
Yes, it does. Anyway, let me try and find the most convenient way to open this up because it's not gonna work how I want it to with this change. Okay, so this is a tweet by @ScottWampler RIP, which is fascinating. Is this being tweeted by a ghost? I don't know. But what we have... Oh, don't make me do this. It's not letting me view the thread because I'm not logged in. Jesus Christ. Hang on. I have to open, like... Let me open this on my phone or something. Oh, Elon Musk, I hate you so very much.
He is the worst.
Like, it's not enough that he has to be, like, just so obscenely, disgustingly rich. He wants to be a stand-up comedian as well. And nobody likes him, and it's not gonna happen.
I haven't been on Twitter in a while, and I clicked the link, and now all I see on the screen is the X logo.
I hate it. And also somebody pointed out that, like, the kind of, like, distressing of the background behind the X and the X logo, it stops. Like, there's a break in it, which means that they just took an X on a black background and, like, didn't crop the background or whatever, and just put it over the sort of, like, distressed black background, which is just, like, that feels like the kind of graphic design mistake that even, like, a 9-year-old wouldn't make. Like, even a 9-year-old can find a PNG.
Yeah. Nobody works there anymore, so there's no one to, you know.
It's ridiculous. Okay, let me find this. And
you really just need the link that's in the tweet, right?
Yeah, give me 1 second. Yes, open it on actual Twitter, please. Okay. So I'm going to include the link to the tweet and then the link to the forum post that this tweet is referencing. So a little introduction. After years of only hearing about it, I finally got my hands on the 5-page bodybuilding forum thread wherein a couple dudes get into a heated argument over how many days there are in a week, and I am here to tell you that it is infinitely funnier than I even imagined it would be. So let's just dive into what I'm sure is a masterpiece. I have only given this a very cursory glance because I thought if it's really funny, we might have some, like, that... us reacting to it in real time might heighten the experience. No, I do not want 50% off.
Yeah, I have not read any of it, but it's already giving me Ben Kissel, a broken clock.
Yeah, that's the vibe I'm getting. So, okay, let me identify our players here. So the first thing that's posted is by a forum user called Mindless, but spelled with a numeral 1 in place of the I. Full body workout every other day, ? Is it safe to do a full body workout every other day? I only have limited days I can get to the gym, and lately, instead of doing upper body or lower body, I just do full body strength workouts. I'm trying to gain as much as I can. Kind of a valid question to ask in a bodybuilding forum.
I don't understand why that would be unsafe either, but that's...
I'm no expert. I'm really not going to give my opinions. I don't lift. This is from 2008, by the way, so this is like internet history, possibly a World Heritage post, based on the fact that this person is excited to have, quote, gotten their hands on this link. Response from another user of this forum, All Pro. Most beginner to intermediate programs are full body workouts 3 times per week, so I think it's safe to assume that they're, quote, safe. Thus far normal. Oh man. Mindless returns. If I go every other day, I'll be at the gym 4 to 5 times a week. Is that overtraining? I typically work out for 60 to 90 minutes. I push myself and raise the weight each week. Okay. All Pro. A full body workout 3 times per week is plenty. Each workout shouldn't take more than 45 minutes to an hour and a quarter. Thus far, not particularly weird.
Except that person doesn't know how many days are in a week. Which, like, alright, fine. Typos happen. Nothing here is immediately screaming like people are taking a stance. Another player enters. Vermonta.
replying to the original, no, not replying to the original post, replying to the I will be at the gym 4 to 5 times a week, is that overtraining? You will not overtrain if you eat and rest properly. Aim for 45-minute workouts, which shouldn't be hard with full body workouts since they're based on compound lifts. I don't know if any of this is sound advice. Again, only reading this for comedic value. Oh, here we go. Now we're getting into it. Another player, Stevie KM3, replying to, if I go every other day, I'll be at the gym 4 to 5 times a week. Is that overtraining? That makes no sense. There are only 7 days in a week. If you go every other day, that's technically, I'm adding the technically because they're just doing like the math. That's 3.5 times a week. Okay.
Sure.
The Josh comments, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. That is 4 days. How do you go 3.5 times? Do a half workout or something? This just keeps getting worse. Hang on.
They don't understand that there isn't a day between Sunday and Monday, so that's not every other day.
This is hysterical. Justin 27. 7 times in 2 weeks equals 3.5 times a week, genius. And yeah, 3 times a week full body workouts are good. What?
That tracks because
Okay.
they're
Oh no, people are yelling now.
because they're basically saying you don't have to do a half workout. If you just do every other day for 2 weeks, you'll eventually hit those 7
Yeah,
days.
okay.
You know, if you don't do half workouts, is what they're saying. So that makes sense.
Okay, the return of the Josh. I never said anything about going exactly 7 times. Like I said, if I go every other day, that is 4 days a week. How hard is that to comprehend? Week 1, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Week 2, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. 8 days in 2 weeks. In your terms, 8 times in 2 weeks equals 4 times a week, genius. All muscle and no brains? This is so dumb. Stevie KM3. You double counted Sunday. That is 2 weeks plus 1 day. Did you fail grade 2 math? Plus your old post said 4 or 5 times a week. Now you just neglect to mention the 5. Grow up and admit when you're wrong. Believe me, you'll get a lot further in life this way. Oh, whoopsies, not gonna say that. Are you, offensive word,
Oh, yes.
by the Josh here. Maybe you should look at a calendar. I didn't double count Sunday. My 2 weeks started and ended on Sunday. Exactly 14 days. What don't you understand? Oh my god, and they attached a picture. Here's a calendar. I made little dots for each day so you could comprehend. Jesus Christ. This is insane. Okay, I like that this is going back down to 2 people now. Justin.
Yes, this is the back and forth.
This is the back and forth. Dude, that is 15 days. Are you that effing mental? You can't have a week go Sunday through Saturday, then Sunday through Sunday. Look at the damn pic you posted. Count the days. What do they equal? 15. Kids these days. I was right. 3.5 times a week. And so was the first guy to post it. And you, my bright friend, are El Rongo.
That's fun phrasing.
This just keeps getting better. Josh, it's 14 days. Try again. Maybe you should try counting on your fingers. If you work out on the 8th, you wouldn't start counting the days until the 9th, because that is 1 day. Then the 10th would be 2 days, and so on until you get to the 22nd, which is 14 days. Oh
Wow.
my god.
Wow.
In case you forgot, 1 week is Sunday through Saturday, not Sunday through Sunday. That's 8 days, moron. This just keeps devolving. Oh my god. This is one of the funnier things I have ever seen in my life, but they keep using the R word, so I'm not gonna keep reading this.
Yeah.
But I will link it for anyone who might not believe that this is real, because personally I'm finding it a little hard to comprehend myself. I do like the person who steps in with the name Problem Child and just says, wow, strong intelligence in this thread.
Um, Sunday through Saturday is only 6 days. Do you have 6-day weeks where you live?
Jeez.
That's from the Josh. Saturday to Sunday is only 6 days.
Oh my god, there are 5 more pages of this.
Seriously?
Like, I assumed that this, like, I am scrolling through, like, you know how when you go into a Google Doc on your phone, sometimes it'll take out the page breaks and you just see the entire thing at once? I assumed this was it. No, there are 5 more pages of this.
Oh my gosh. Oh man. Oh gosh. Yeah, there's a lot of R word in this.
Wow.
Ugh. Which makes it hard to enjoy.
This is insane.
Look at your cute calendar. And tell me it's not. Oh,
I like
man.
the way that that Justin spelled voila, WHALLA.
Oh man.
This
If you get paid every other Friday, you get paid every 2 weeks, correct? Bringing payday into it. Wow.
another player has entered. This thread just made me a bit stupider. I cannot recommend browsing this thread for yourself highly enough because it just keeps going.
Yeah. I don't know what this is in reference to, but Justin27 wrote, "You explained that you didn't feel like it should be counted as a day, which is not a reason."
I also do just like this rando commenting whose name is Jace, but then immediately underneath his name it just says gay for pay.
Oh.
So much to unpack here.
There were also private messaging back and forth.
Oh my god.
As right here it says, like, I just said in a PM. So this is only what they chose to do.
To disclose publicly. And I also like that if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, this is in fact a closed thread. Like, somebody eventually was like, this needs to stop.
Yes, I made it to the bottom of the first page.
Oh my god. I gotta... Hold on. I'm going to page 5. I need to see.
Oh yeah, where this ends. I like that they have to take the weak lingo out of it.
Okay, you know how sometimes you'll see on a YouTube comment, like on YouTube comments pages, like it'll say something that's kind of like, oh, this video sucks, and then you look and it's like 300 responses, and then like the response that you can see is actually the Chinese did invent noodles, dumbass, like something like that. I just went to page 5, and the first thing I'm seeing is, shut the fuck up, punk. You're a dumb piece of shit. When you can't prove that I'm wrong, you resort to personal attacks. How did this devolve?
Oh man.
Oh god, we're getting into percentages.
Oh, there's percent. They're talking about baseball. Oh, where was it? My page just refreshed. Hold on.
This is ridiculous.
Shift your panties 1.5 inches to the left. Oh, I didn't read the rest of the sentence.
Oh my god.
Did you see the one I was reading?
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't say it out loud.
And the poor individual who just wanted to know, like, what his schedule should be concludes the thread. Wow, what did I start? Anyways, after 5 pages, I only received 1 answer to my original post. Nice. Unbelievable. I highly recommend browsing this for yourself. Kind of blanket warning for some very dated language. But
No.
holy shit is really all I can say about that. That is insane.
It is. And was it 27? Justin 27 is correct. The Josh is very much wrong.
Oh, very much so.
And it's
Wow.
what's bothering me about this is that when the Josh writes, my point was proved by smarter people.
Was it?
So other people were also defending his position.
This whole thing kind of feels like an episode of I Think You Should Leave. Like, have you watched any of that?
I have not.
It's the Tim Robinson sketch comedy series on Netflix, which, like, I'm late to the party in bringing that up because it's been, like, memed to oblivion already. But it's genuinely very funny, and it is kind of, like, Kaufman-esque in a lot of the skits in the way where, like, it keeps going to the point that the bit stops being funny and then pushes even further and circles all the way back around. That's what I feel like this is. Like, I feel like I could see a skit about a bunch of meatheads in a gym arguing about how many days there are in a week in an episode of I Think You Should Leave.
Interesting.
So just putting that out there, if anyone finds that style of comedy funny, please browse.
It's a lot.
It's
Man.
a lot to unpack, yeah.
I don't know how I would. I don't know if I could actually sit down and read all of it.
I feel like I might wind up doing that at some point just because of who I am as a person, but I feel like I would have closed the thread way sooner.
I mean,
Like, I feel like people on the old internet really committed to the bit in a way that people don't anymore because, like, the percentage of the population that were internet users in 2008 versus 2023 is so much higher.
that was still ubiquitous in 2008.
I mean, very much so. I just feel like the notion of like the internet dogpile was slightly younger and a little I mean, I'm speaking anecdotally. I don't see people on the internet committing or like doubling down on something like this like in the way that is present in this thread.
Reason the original poster didn't close it is because he really wanted the other guy to concede. Like, he really thought he was right, and he's like, if I just explain it the right way, eventually he's going to acknowledge that.
And I mean, here's the thing. I am incredibly stubborn, but like even I use the block button so liberally. Like, as soon as there is a whiff of things that are annoying me on my timeline, you're gone.
People do live to argue, though. Like, contrarians that will intentionally, like, you know.
Point taken. However, I don't feel like this is being contrarian. I think this is just an idiot who really thinks he's right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
he
well,
could be.
like,
I don't know.
my point being, some people just really enjoy arguing.
You make a solid point.
Yeah, I really do want to read this whole thing because I want to understand his supposed reasoning better. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, I can't say that I do either. But I think I'm gonna call that like a World Heritage post.
Yes, this I am a little bit torn because it is very enjoyable, but a lot of the language in it is very ableist and sexist. So.
Yeah, think like cringe comedy circa the early aughts. Like, prepare yourself for that going in. Or like shock humor circa the early aughts. So like there's that to just sort of consider. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, but this has the energy of just like some of those old posts from like ye old forum internet that have been referenced so many times that they are now ubiquitous even on sites that kind of have nothing to do with it. Like, you know, like Mandor Handhook Car Hand?
Of course.
Like, something like that. Like, that's what I call a, like, I'm stealing this term from Tumblr from back when I used to be on there. That's what I call a World Heritage post. Something that, like, everybody knows. Or, like, the first instance of the word Thrussy on Tumblr, like, that's a World Heritage post. And I would kind of consider that one. I'm not gonna lie.
I think there are certain pieces of internet history that just will forever live as part of our culture. And
Oh, 100%. Which is why I'm so, like, I find myself often very pissed off at the whole, like, there was a time when it was like, oh, anything you put on the internet is perfect. Or, like, not perfect, permanent. But the amount of, like, broken links now, if you try to find anything earlier than, like, 2010,
mm-hmm.
unbelievable.
I've not tried.
Oh my god, it's insane. And also just the fact that, like, they're trying, that, like, I don't even remember who it is. It might be the FCC or whatever, but, like, they're trying to get rid of the Internet Archive. It's like, why? Why are we doing this? Anyway.
I think bits of internet history are important for understanding modern day internet culture.
Oh, 100%.
This is how we got to where we are.
Oh, yeah, and, like, that's why it's always such a struggle when you try to explain, like, a tier 10 meme to someone who's just not online.
Yeah.
And they have to understand, like, 7 different layers of, like, 7 different cycles of meme culture to understand, like, a single image.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it truly is a form of anthropology.
Well, I think even you can point back to some of the earlier stuff like salad fingers and things that were like big in the earlier days of like widespread internet usage, because those things I think you can like trace directly back to like the things that we find funny and make today. And,
Oh, 100%. And, like, I do the same thing with a lot of, like, fandom activity. Like, there is a genuine sort of anthropology to it in the way that, like, someone will say something for the first time and then it, like, becomes a joke across multiple fandoms. I, like, as a, like, fan fiction person, there's this joke about how, like, oh, in, like, kind of, you know, the first fan fiction attempts of, like, 12-year-olds, they'll always try to write, like, you know, intense scenes, and they'll wind up writing something like, oh, their tongues battling for dominance. And that's a joke in every single fandom, but that started from, like, one single Harry Potter fanfiction in, like, 2007. And, like, the way it has spread to literally every corner of fandom is fascinating to me, genuinely. So, yeah. World Heritage Post.
Yeah.
Is gonna be my conclusion to that.
I'm sure there is some gem in here that is like very quotable and
oh, 100%, and we will find it and probably report back to you. I'm gonna go slightly out of order because I think if we wind up talking about one of these points for as long as I think we're going to, then something else can be saved for next episode. So I would just like to open the floor up to the discussion of this sentence that I am about to say. Apparently, aliens are real? Question mark?
I am not sure to what you're referring.
So apparently, there is a, like, congressional hearing going on right now where former intelligence officers have testified under oath that the, like, the UFO UAP phenomenon is, one, real, and the US government is in possession of extraterrestrial materials and non-human bodies.
Right, I did hear about that.
Which I will be linking my sources for this. And every single person on Twitter who's making the joke of, like, the government kind of just said that aliens are real, and there's so much going on that, like, no one cares.
Yeah. I mean, I had heard about it, didn't bother to read
Yeah,
anything or
like
get into it.
I got too much else going on,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
also I'm gonna put on my tinfoil hat here for a second. Of course, they're doing this shit now, when
Mm-hmm.
like we've got our elected officials like short circuiting on live television, and like nobody can afford rent, and the climate crisis is here. Like, of course, they're like, by the way, aliens. And of course, nobody cares at this point
Controlling
because
the
of all
agenda.
the other things I just listed.
Yep, controlling the agenda.
Controlling
That's
the
all.
agenda. So that's gonna be me wearing a tinfoil hat for
Yeah.
just a second. And I'm gonna assume that it's bullshit. Because as
Yeah.
soon as the government tells me aliens are real, no.
To read more about it, maybe watch footage if they have
And
it
like,
of
do I
the
still
actual.
want to believe aliens are real? Yes, absolutely. But the fact that the government is telling me they are not real in that way now, that is like just about a guarantee of like, it is not the X Files, hybrid program, the government collaborating with the aliens, yada yada yada. Like that, the fact that they are being like, by the way, we got some grays immediately. No, no, you don't. That whole theory has just been taken off the table. Or at least as far as I'm concerned. And frankly, I think Henry Zabrowski would agree with me.
I was just thinking you should be jumping ahead to the most recent side stories
I
because
should be. I'm getting there. I'm slowly but surely actually catching up on last podcast, which I'm very proud of myself about. But yeah, there we have it.
yeah, I don't have I kind of refraining from forming an opinion until I'm familiar with the stuff.
And like, I didn't dig into absolutely every, like, I haven't like opened every single link that I have seen, but I have gotten the vague overview from like sort of the cultural osmosis, I guess one could call it. But yeah, as soon as the government is like, by the way, we got the grays in their flying saucers. Nope, no, you do not. That is no longer like an option. Like, that is no longer one of the possible explanations for anything. Which is just so disappointing.
I just, I honestly don't really care if there are other life forms. It's cool, but I'm not like up in arms about it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely cool, but also, like, frankly, they could pay some bills around here.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, with the way things are going, like, it's kind of not my top concern. Which is just, like, so sad that, like, we have been broken to this point. How much fun would we be having with this in, like, 2013? Unimaginable amounts.
okay. Yeah, I mean, the universe is so vast. It's foolish to think that we are somehow the only intelligent life
Oh,
forms that have ever
absolutely, yeah.
developed.
And, like, that's an opinion that
Um,
is never going to change for me. Just, like, I am no scientist, I am no mathematician, but even the, like, vaguest understanding of those things is eventually going to lead you to the conclusion that, like, the shit's way too big.
yeah, but as to the question of whether any of those intelligent life forms have developed the technology that will allow them to travel all the way here and remain undetected and all that,
Uh, yeah, I mean, I'd love
cool.
it, frankly. Like, you know what? I'm
Cool.
gonna get really. Here's when I'll get really excited. If the aliens come down and are like, we're gonna overthrow you, please do. I'm begging you.
Well,
Let someone else handle it.
not if they're gonna like be torturing and maiming and killing.
Sorry, I only heard part of that because my headphones were yelling at me.
I said, not if they're gonna be torturing and maiming and killing, then I would not look
That I don't vibe with, but
for
like,
enslaving people.
the whole
You're
like
just saying,
take me to your leader thing. At this
yeah,
point, happily.
yeah, you're just saying you hate the current leadership
Yeah,
and welcome
they
some
can try
fresh,
and sort it out.
yeah,
As far as I'm concerned.
fresh eyes on it.
Yeah,
assuming they have eyes.
Yeah, I don't know. But that's how I'm kind of just feeling about things right now.
Yeah, we live in weird times.
We really do.
But
Sometimes it's fun, a lot of the times it's not.
But I remind myself that at every point in time, people probably thought that. Because there's always
Yeah.
some, you know,
There's
weird.
something where it's like from like ancient Rome or whatever. It's like, times are bad. Children don't listen to their parents, and everyone is writing a book. It's like, oh, okay, so this has just been going on forever,
Yeah,
which
instead of
is
writing a
like
book.
kind of comforting. Yeah, they're starting a podcast. Starting a podcast. Exactly what we did.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but with that being said, I think we've been going for long enough to take us to the weekly worsening, and I think mine is kind of just so out of left field. I didn't even see this one coming. I started listening to this relatively smaller, unknown, whatever you want to call it. It's another fucking masked metal band, shocker, but they're called Plagues, and I am a fan. And I found myself in their Discord server, which, been making friends. It's lovely. But they currently have like a contest thing going on right now because they just released a cover of that song Crawling by Linkin Park, which is pretty damn good. And if all of the fans collectively, I'm in the like their Spotify focus group. I like signed up for that. If that song can get to over 50,000 plays by August 3rd, everyone who's in the Spotify focus group gets a letter from the frontman of the band. So for the past couple days, I've just had that song on an endless loop on my PC because my PC doesn't have speakers.
There you go.
So that's a thing that I'm doing now. We'll see if it works. I think we are on if things continue at the rate that they have been for various people involved in this kind of contest, then I think we've definitely got it in the bag. So that's kind of exciting.
Close?
Pretty close, yeah. And also, more ghost shirts.
I thought that was a new ghost shirt that I hadn't seen.
Of course it was. And today one of the thing I was picking up at Hot Topic today, it was fucking ghost pajama pants.
That way, after you attend the ghost ritual, you can go back to the hotel and put on your ghost PJs.
Of course. I'm losing my mind. Anyway.
Yeah.
How about you, bestie? How are you worse this week?
My two costumes have arrived. So I have my Shinobu costume from Demon Slayer.
Exciting.
And I have my Seifa costume from Castlevania. And they are nice. I tried to make sure everything fit okay, and I was like, these are good quality.
Hell yes.
I didn't think about how both characters, like, the neck is so high it's gonna drive me insane. I don't know if I can do those costumes back to back.
Fun.
Because the way the collars are, and Seifa has the, like, stuff around her neck. Ugh, makes me claustrophobic. But
interesting. That's never a problem that I've had, as is
yeah,
probably obvious.
Oh, yeah, I don't really like things, like, too close to my neck. It bothers me.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I have those, and when I put on the full costume for both of them and looked in the mirror, I was like, oh my god, I am such a nerd.
Yeah. Sometimes it really do be like that, huh?
I should have joined today just wearing, like, the Shinobi. Just be sitting.
Honestly, power move.
It would go nicely because I'm just wearing a black shirt today, and it had, the black on the. Man, could have just been sitting here and wearing it.
I think you should, but in some future episode, but that's just me.
No, it just occurred to me just now. And I got the book came out, the Chainsaw Man Buddy Stories.
I purchased that I purchased that on Barbenheimer Day because we were at the mall that recently got a Newberry Comics and they had that there.
Have you looked at it? I thought it was manga.
Yeah, so did I, because I had a moment where I was like setting it on my nightstand next to my copy of Death Note, and I was like, what the fuck is happening here? And then I was like, oh, it's printed in English, you stupid fuck.
It was because I had ordered it online. I took it out of the package. I'm like, why is the cover on the wrong side?
Yeah, like, why is it not backwards? Because it's in English, you idiot.
because it's not graphic at all. It's
Yeah.
just a book with words. I had
Hmm.
no idea. I was very shocked.
But I'm very excited to read that
Yeah.
because I just want to watch them being cringe fail besties.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna read it. I'm going to enjoy it, but I still wish we got at least some pictures of their faces.
Love them.
You know.
The brain rot is terminal.
Yep, making good progress reading Attack on Titan. And,
I think because I was looking in Newberry Comics and I saw that they have a box set of the entirety of Ouran High School Host Club. I'm like, I'm probably gonna wind up reading that at some point.
yeah, I'm not allowed to buy any more manga because my manga shelf is already full.
Nice.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, I've already shared my schedule with you. It's Death Note, Chainsaw Man, and then maybe Host Club because I know I can knock that out faster than Attack on Titan.
Yeah, I'm
We'll see.
doing it. Yeah, when I'm done with Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer's up next. I still have a box set sitting there.
Exciting.
Yeah, so just continue to get worse in that respect.
I love it.
At this point.
I mean, don't we all?
Plus, going to Reptiland, I feel like that made me insufferable most of yesterday.
Oh yeah.
I talked about it for days, like, leading up to it.
As is your right.
Then I went and was, like, sending people pictures, and I went to the gift shop on the way out, and I got, like, a hoodie and a magnet and a mug.
Hell yes. I mean, honestly, like, what were you gonna do? Not do that?
Man, all the people there kept looking at me funny, because, of course, I was talking to the animals.
Well,
So
duh.
it was all parents there with children, and then me just walking around by myself talking to animals.
Fuck them kids.
It was like, what? Kids don't have a monopoly on liking animals and learning things,
Precisely.
you know? It was super entertaining that there was a woman there apparently who was afraid of snakes. And I was looking in one of the, habitats, and she's like, "Are there any snakes in there?" I was like, "No, it's just frogs and lizards." And then I looked over my shoulder, and I was like, "But you might not want to come over here because there's an anaconda right there with its entire body wrapped around a full chicken."
What did you think?
She brought her son there, who was really excited. So really, that's good parenting.
That's fair. You know what? Yeah, I will give you that.
Yeah.
All
so
right.
It was a fun place. I'm gonna keep going back and just to hang out with the birds.
As you should.
But, yeah, a little more insufferable because of that.
I love that for you. All right. Well, I think that's going to bring us to the end for this week. As always, thank you for fighting with us, friends. We appreciate each and every single one of you, and we'll be back again next week for more madness. Adios. This week's episode of the Fighting with Friends podcast was hosted by Bridget Kelly and Dr. Sarah Brooks. You can find other episodes of the podcast on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, or your other favorite listening platform. Follow us on Twitter at BridgetKelly98 and at AndSarahSaid. Rate and review us on your podcatcher of choice. Like, comment, and subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Twitch and Facebook, and join our Discord community using the links in the description. You can also help support us via the Acast supporter feature, or consider donating to our Patreon for early access to episodes and fun bonus content. Thanks for listening!